Come on, guys. Why? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to calm down. I'm trying not to yell and scream and get really angry. But that's not good. You do not... Alright. First part of this video, which is more of a audio log than anything, a podcast. But the first part of this is going to be me talking about the audience of the movie. Okay, just starting off, the movie, basically 6 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the movie. It had a lot of problems and a lot of plot holes, a lot of really stupid crap in it. But at the same time, I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun watching it. The theater experience in this movie was horrible. So, 1 out of 10. I've never had a worse time in a movie theater in my entire life. I've never had a worse time going to an event in my entire life. So if you want to skip that, if you want to skip this whole rant about how I hate the bronies that went to this, go right ahead. I post a comment in the bottom. I'll have a number, and you just click the number and you skip past it. So you don't want to hear it, but I have to talk about this because holy crap! I mean, it can't be this bad. But I'll talk about some of the things in the movie. I'll talk about a bunch of the things in the movies. I'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as it possibly can. I'll post, and right before, I won't post anything. No, you've seen the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, it'll spoil the movie for you if you haven't seen the trailer for the movie. So it's like trailer level spoiler. So if you haven't seen that, I'm sorry. You're gonna get spoiled. But I'll try to keep the spoilers as minimal possible. So yeah, link in the description. Okay, so talking more about the audience. I'll put a link in the description to one of my other videos, an LP I did of, I think it was Double Dragon 1, where I discussed how stupid and retarded the community and the audience was for Video Games Live. If you don't know what Video Games Live is, it's an actual concert where they play music, where they play video game music in concert with the, Philharmonics and stuff like that. Where I live is Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, I don't live in Fort Wayne, but Fort Wayne, Indiana. So we had the Fort Wayne Philharmonics play. Yeah, so it's a really amazing thing. If you have it in your area, you should really go to it. If you like video games music, well, if you like music in general, you should go to it. But if you like video game music, you definitely should go to it because it's amazing to hear this live, and it's amazing to hear it at the Fort Wayne Philharmonics. But the audience is retarded in that. Basically, what it is, outside of just them being stupid in general, is the fact that they'll point at the screen and they'll scream out, and it's thousands of these people. Like Fort Wayne Philharmonic, when we went to that at I think it was the Embassy Theater, it seats like 2,000 people. So maybe more than that, maybe less. I don't know, but a lot of people, a large chunk of people. It seats a lot of people, and all of them there are retarded, stupid fanboys, mentally handicapped people that constantly shout at stuff. So they put Senate, like in the beginning, like the one major part I'm going to talk about is like in the beginning they put, they had a bunch of retro games, it's like Centipede and Joust and stuff. And you know what happened? Every time something new came up, they'd go, ha ha ha, that's Centipede! Ha ha, yeah, Centipede! Oh, look at it, it's Joust, Joust! We all know it's Joust, we all know it's Centipede. Shut up and let me enjoy the concert. Apparently I have the wrong mindset in that because they want us to talk, they want us to get loud and knock us. I'm like, I want to enjoy the amazingness of an orchestra playing awesome music. I don't need to hear some stupid retarded kid talking about how holy crap he recognizes the video game that's on the screen. Yeah, I know, most of us know what it is. If some of us don't, then because they're really young. I kind of forgive them in comparison to this because most of the kids that went to Video Games Live is about anywhere between 12 to 14, 15. A very large chunk of a young audience, really young audience. This is Equestrian Girls, the My Little Pony movie. The brony community is on average like 18 to 25. Give or take, I don't really care. But it's just a chunk of older people. I did not expect this from the My Little Pony community. I should have been scared. I should have known. I'm not that stupid to not have predicted this, but apparently I am. I can't believe how absolutely retarded this was. Every time they saw a character on screen, they saw Derpy Hooves, everyone went crazy. Okay, yeah. I went to the Fort Wayne Carmike 12:30 showing of this. If you went to that showing and you didn't shut your mouth, if I find you, I'm gonna punch the crap out of you because you ruined this movie for me. I'm not even kidding. I'm really angry about this. I can't believe it, man. But this time it was much smaller. So while the echoes at Video Games Live was way higher, as in everybody was not shutting the crap up, there was about 40 people there this time, maybe more, and about half of them wouldn't shut up. So I apologize. Okay, from now on, I'm not a brony. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much I like the TV show. I don't care none of that. At first, I was like, I don't want to be brony because being a fanboy, saying you're a brony is kind of like saying you're a fanboy of the show. And as an intellectual, you cannot admit that you're a fan. You can't be a fanboy for anything because it ruins your integrity. It ruins your intellectual integrity. It ruins your artistic integrity and all this stuff. And I'm a professional critic. I am a professional critic, and I try to keep myself, as objective as I possibly can. Try not to let myself get loose and do all kinds of stuff. Now I'm not a brony because you guys are fucking. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but I mean this is pushed to be bad. But you guys are retarded. You guys are blatantly idiotical. You guys are too stupid, and I apologize. I seriously apologize. I'm just so angry. I don't mean to offend. I don't mean to offend everyone. But I guarantee you, it's not about liking the show. It's about being these massive fanboys in the worst way. Because here's what it is. That's what they. It's this exact same thing as Video Games Live. They pointed at the screen and they said, "Oh, it's Celestia. It's I don't know, Trixie. It's Vinyl Scratch. It's Octavia." That's all they did. It's like little kids pointing out like colors. Oh, I like red, and it was so aggravating. Holy crap. So yeah, I'm not a brony anymore. I never even said I was a brony, even though I really liked the show because it was, I don't want to be a fanboy. But I'm not a brony because you guys are at least half of the community in this movie theater, and probably half the community in general, just like this, because those numbers tend to work out. You're pathetic. You're too stupid, and you're aggravating. Stop. Don't point at the screen and go like some kind of retarded child. I hate even to say that because, man, retarded children at least... Oh, man. Because here's the thing. Two kids. Okay, there's a kid sitting right behind me, a young kid. And he talked through about 10% of the movie. He was like... He was kind of cute, too. But it was like he was talking about... Or it was a girl, I'm not sure. But like, oh, look, it's Twilight. Look at Twilight. Haha. Like she was talking like that, and as a young kid, that didn't bother me. You know why? Because she's a kid. She's a young person. She's meant to go to these movies. She's meant to talk. She's meant to have fun. It's like that Oogie Loves retarded crap. That's the whole point. She's allowed to do that kind of stuff. There was another kid sitting in my aisle, and if I was in a different aisle, it wouldn't have bothered me. But it was, whoever this kid was, he was flipping around a light like throughout a bunch of the movie, and it was really distracting. But you know what I don't get mad at? He's a kid. He's not a grown adult. He doesn't know about common courtesy, yet he's too young to know about these kinds of things. And yes, you could teach him at that age, but still, it's really hard to reinforce that. He's at a movie. He's supposed to be happy. He's supposed to be energetic and enjoying. The adults were way worse. I give them that's normal, man. Like when people complain about a baby's crying on a plane, it's like, whatever, get over it, you little faggot. The babies cry. That's what they do. I know you, but people gotta travel too. But it's basically that mentality. But except for like baby crying, it's 12 babies crying, and they're all in your ear, and they're all spitting on something that you like. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I cannot stand this brony community. Like seriously, I was walking out of there, half the people giving me weird looks because I was angry. Yeah, you know why I'm angry? Because you won't shut up and let me enjoy the movie. You keep pointing and saying, "Oh look, there's derpy hooves." We don't care. You know what we do? We see it, we go, ha 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 ha. Normal, rational, intelligent people, the good aspect of the brony community, see this, and we're like, ha ha, cool, they put something in the movie for us. Oh, crap. Alright, but then back to the, okay, I have a list of things here that I have written down. I was taking notes during the movie, because I want to talk about this. The very first thing on my list, and this happened probably just at the beginning of the movie, it says, community is talkative and obnoxious. That's the first thing on my list. Seriously, it is. Just 2 points after that, it's like, why won't... Oh, no, okay, here. 4 points after that. No, 3 points after that. It's really obnoxious audience. Seriously, it was... Literally, it was only 2 or 3 spots away. It's how do I have complaints about this? I have a lot of complaints about this movie, a lot of rational complaints, but they don't like ruin the movie for me. But what ruins the movie is the obnoxious people, and I like seriously, how I can't even describe how bad this is. I can't even describe how terrible it was because they just kept doing it over and over and over again. And they wouldn't shut up about stupid stuff. And that's the second. It's literally 1 point is the first point is commutative, talkative, and obnoxious, and 3 points later, really obnoxious and audience, really obnoxious audience. You guys are just dicks. That's what you are. You're massive pricks who won't shut up and But okay, fine. Moving on. Yeah. We go through another couple points, and I saw this point. Oh man, the part where these guys talked broke me. It's obnoxious when they talk and they point out, yes, but I get it. It's fandom. You love the thing you like. You're super excited about it. I was super excited about the movie, too. I couldn't wait to watch the movie. When my friend ditched me, I got super mad at him. But I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to go see my opponent. I'm going to have an awesome time. Quickly did I learn otherwise. But there was one scene, okay, it's right when Twilight goes to the human world. And that's what I'm going to call it. It's technically not the human world. I'll get into that later when we actually talk about the movie. But I'm just going to call it. It's going to be the human world where she turns into basically a human, but purple, whatever. The first thing she sees, she opens her eyes, and a ladybug walks across the ground in front of her eyes. That's it. It's a POV shot. Her eyes open. A ladybug walks across the ground. Okay. The crowd, 5 or 6 grown men, screamed out, "Ladybug. Cool, look at that ladybug. All this ladybug. All that ladybug." Why? Holy crap, why? Maybe I haven't rewatched the seasons in a long time. I mean, I watched like the first 6 episodes when I was bored and doing something else, but I haven't rewatched the season in a long time, and I haven't seen the 3rd season. I have not seen the 3rd season yet, so maybe that's a reference to something within the show. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is that this was the most retarded thing I've ever heard anyone speak during a movie. I never, like, you know how they have like the people talk about how like black people talk during the movie, and like that, and it's just that that whole it's not right, but just prejudicial kind of way of thinking, like black people all talk about across the movie. That would have been infinitely better if the black woman was sitting directly behind me and spilling popcorn on my head. I would have been happier than to hear that. Even if it is a reference, even if I'm somehow missed it, even if it's in the 3rd season or something, the way they said it makes no sense. It's not like, haha, remember, the ladybug, remember the ladybug? No, they didn't say, remember the ladybug. They said, haha, that's like, they didn't mean, they literally yelled out, ladybug. I don't get it. Like, how are you that stupid? Yeah, we see it's a ladybug. Ha, 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 ha. It's the real world, people. Ha, ha, ha. They're in our... Oh, man. Oh, and that made me mad. And that moment basically ruined the movie for me. I mean, it didn't... It got progressed. It snowballed effect. It kept going, where these people wouldn't shut up. Yeah, during the climax of this movie, they did not shut up. Like, it got really loud. There's a bunch of, like, special effects. Like, not special effects, but it's, like, a lot of, like, energy. And I was like, yeah. And it's getting real loud. And they got louder. The audience got louder so they can keep screaming to each other, even though it's like, it's kind of like, the ending of, the very ending of the 2nd episode of the 2nd season, where, like, that energy rises up and then they basically shoot down, Discord and stuff like that. It's basically kind of like that, but way different. Except for, it was the bad guy doing it at that time. But trust me, that doesn't spoil it for you. It's really, that just confuses you. I guarantee you it confuses you. And they wouldn't, and they got louder, and they got louder, and louder. Okay, a couple points after the Ladybug comment, I actually wrote down this. I said, damn this audience. How, I mean, what am I supposed to say to that? What am I supposed to do for that? When I am so mad at the audience that the only thing I can write down is, damn this audience. Oh, dang, I mean, seriously, people, could you just, 5 seconds of your time, just have some common courtesy? They just, every time something showed up, it was, haha. I mean, it was like, because I don't laugh at movies in public. I mean, if I'm by myself, I'll laugh as loud as I want. But I try to restrain myself so that way, 1, people can hear it, people can listen to this. And I didn't laugh out loud, but I laughed a couple times at this movie. But people, and even then, if it was just people laughing really loud and really obnoxiously, that's okay. I mean, yeah, you're kind of messing me up, but I mean, I'm not getting mad about it. I'm not going to spend 25 minutes arguing and telling you why you're a terrible, retarded person for doing that. But it's just maddening how, angry I am with this. It's just, the fact is, I'm so angry where I can't even put down, like, seriously, Community is talkative and obnoxious. That's very explanatory. It tells me what I need to say about it. They were talkative and they were obnoxious about what they were talking about. They wouldn't shut up. Some guy even referenced cupcakes for some reason when they first saw Fluttershy. Another time they said, stay out of my shed. Yeah, we got it. We got the stupid hot doggy or whatever it is reference. We got it when you said it. Cool. Ha ha ha. Funny, bro. Shut up. I'm trying to watch the movie. And it does happen a lot that. But seriously, like when I get to the point where the ladybug comment from the audience, that broke me. And then when I'm just so angry that I actually had to take my time to turn on my phone so I could put a light on my paper and write down, damn this audience, you've gone too far. Oh man, it's just awful. It's infuriating. Like seriously, I hate the fact that I seriously hate the fact that that I'm actually this angry at the Brony community. I hate the fact that I've even put all of the Brony community in this thing. But I'm not joking. Until you prove me, from now on, until you prove me wrong, I don't like you. I can't stand you. You're loud and obnoxious people, and I hate to do that. I hate to do that because, like at least, let's say at least 60% of the people in the audience weren't. I mean, some of them probably weren't bronies because, like, a lot of people who weren't talking were probably bronies or they were kids. But you still have to count the kids. But even in like there was a group of like 7 guys and like 3 of them were really loud, really obnoxious. 4 guys weren't now that bad. Oh, there was 2 girls sitting like 1 row up, 3 seats over. They wouldn't shut up. But the fact is, there were a large chunk of people there. A lot of them were talking. Let's say 40 to 50% weren't talking. And I hate to blame those people. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it was 40% was talking, 60% weren't. But a very large chunk of people were talking and being loud and talkative during this movie. And you've soiled the Brony community for me. I mean, literally. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind talking. I don't mind the YouTube commenting. I don't mind talking with people. I don't mind even doing other things like that. But holy crap. Will I ever respect the Brony community ever again? No. One, because some of you guys buy the stupid toys, which that blows my mind. I don't know how you could buy that toy crap. I love the show. I'm never gonna buy one of those toys. 2, this is just too much, man. You can't talk during the whole movie. You can't make references during the whole movie. You cannot point out every character you see. Miss Cherry Lee. Oh, Miss Cherry Lee. Yeah, it's Miss Cherry Lee. They retook all the characters and they showed you the characters. You know why they showed you the characters? Because it's a My Little Pony movie. We know about this. Oh, dang. Okay, so I'm basically ranting here. I don't think I have any other points. I don't have any other points to the thing, and I actually have some good points on this too. So I'm done with the points. And from this point on, we are going to be discussing the My Little Pony Equestrian Girls movie. Okay, like I said, the Equestrian Girls movie, like 6 out of 10. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it, but it had an astronomical amount of problems, I guess. This is just a regular piece of paper. It's like 26 things long. 4 or 5 of these are about the community, like I just got done talking about, but I'm guessing a lot of you skipped. Good for you. A lot of these, but most of these 26 points, okay, basically 22 points here about how bad the movie is. Like, in the aspects of the movie was bad. But, like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. Here's before we get into it, because I'll say that at the end. Okay. First thing starts off. Let's talk about the trailers. This was the weirdest, outside of the Brony community, this was the weirdest movie experience I've ever gone to. Because I went to the movie theater. Okay, my friend ditched me, so I was like, man, I was like, screw him, I can't wait. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna enjoy this movie. I sat down. We got a couple minutes already. I waited for my friend. He didn't call me back for a long time. I sat down. The movie's supposed to start at 12:30. The movie's supposed to start at 12:30. I get in there about 12:25. about 12:28, the movie starts. There were no trailers. I'm not kidding. I actually came in, like, that's the first thing I wanted to write down. I wanted to write down all the trailers, and I wanted to talk about all the trailers and do, like, you know, a little Brad Jones, you know, Midnight Screaming kind of thing. But no, that didn't happen at all. It literally, we sat down, it started up, it was like a scene of the moon, and everyone started going crazy. I was like, oh man, I hope this isn't, like, I kind of like, at that point I was like, okay, cool. It's just they're getting excited for the movie, you know, it's people excited for the movie, and then that's when the brony thing started going downhill pretty quick. But it started with that, and it started with a scene, like all the main six talking to each other, ha ha ha, talk. And that's it. There were no trailers. I was like, that blew my mind. I was like, I mean, I get the fact that this is a really limited showing, but you could show trailers. And the funny thing is, there was no trailers after the movie either. Like, literally, after the credits went rolling, after the little derpy hooves thing, and everyone went crazy again. Like, it wasn't like something special. It was just derpy hooves and the credit eating a muffin. Woo! But it was like, I was like, cool, that's a cool throwback to the brony community. But like the credits roll and it stops and it goes dark. Why? I mean, why? I mean, that's kind of normal for something, but why didn't it cycle through like something? Why didn't it go like, you know, go to another screen like IMAX or, you know, something like that? But it was just literally black. So there was no credits before and nothing. Like, there was nothing before or after the movie. It's like they just set it up and it's like, yeah, we're just gonna show this movie. We're only gonna show it once. It was so weird to me. But then again, like, seriously, this was like the smallest theater, and like this was like the smallest room in the theater, I think, because it was like an 80, maybe 100 seat thing. So it wasn't big at all. Maybe much less than that. I don't know. I didn't really get a good look around. And it was pretty empty. So it's like, I get why they didn't, you know, put a bunch of special things with that. I get why they didn't release it, you know, full screen, because we have this massive brony community. There's like 3-5 million of us, something like that. And we got like 50, 60 people to go to this movie. So I get it. But why no credits? Why no credits? Because you make money off that stuff, you know? You make money off that. So why didn't you show that? But whatever, doesn't matter. Maybe because it was supposed to be because they have children's movie have a whole lot of credits before them. Okay, that's irrelevant. Okay, back to the movie. The very first scene, like if you have not watched the third season, which most people have, I know I'm weird. I have a really weird reason for not watching it. A really weird reason for not watching it, but I'm not going to go into that. But I do have it, so I can't wait to watch it, but I'm holding off for some weird reason. It does spoil it right in the beginning, because it's Twilight Princess as the Alicorn, you know, Twilight Sparkle as the Alicorn Princess. And I thought that was kind of stupid, but whatever, you know, keep on with the show. It's all got to be canon, I guess. But it spoils it right off the bat. And so if you didn't know about it, boom. But like I said, it's a minor issue because most people have probably seen it. I'm not, you know, like, and I'm probably the very few, but I even though I knew about the Alicorn stuff way beforehand, because a lot of people talk about it. Another thing, this is a kind of a mute point, which I might not know since I haven't seen the final season, but like the very beginning of this movie, it's not actually in the human world. Like I said, it's like I said in when I was talking about the community, like, about the audience there. Like it's a good like 5-10 minutes, maybe 15. When it's before she goes to the human world, and like she's in there, and she has her wings and stuff. So this is the first time we've seen her since the final, you know, since season 3. But as what I know, which isn't, I don't have the ultimate back knowledge, but from how it was presented to me and from common knowledge and script writing and all this stuff, it seems like she's had these princess powers for. I mean, she's been a princess. She has wings. She's had wings for a little bit. Like, I'm not, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's like really quick, but like there's a line that Celestia gives, it was either Celestia or Luna, and when they said, I haven't seen you since the commencement, which means I haven't seen you since you actually became a princess. So that's some time. I mean, unless you like come over to my house like today, and then I see you tomorrow, I was like, wow, man, I haven't seen you since yesterday. Okay. But it seems like she would have had slept a couple times with wings. And there's an entire scene about how her wings are uncomfortable to her. Like, her wings are like, she's having a hard time going to sleep, you know, she's having a problem. And I'm sitting there going, like, this is not the first night you've slept with these wings on, you know? Like, I get the fact that it'd be weird. I get the fact that it'd be uncomfortable for me to just automatically get some wings. Like if I just grew wings suddenly, I'd have no idea how to fly, and you know, all these different weird things. And two, I'd have to like cut all of my I'd have to cut all of my, you know, shirts up and stuff, and it'd be really, really weird and awkward to, you know, sleep. So you had to lay on your stomach and stuff like that, and it'd be weird, and you couldn't lay on your wings for a while or something. Maybe never. All I know is that, but it's the fact that this is not the first night that she's had this problem. This is not the first night she's going to sleep with her wings on. So, but like I said, like, just minor gripes. But it's just something like, you're like, why are you showing us this? You know, like, it's just one of those things where, like, I'm thinking you need to enjoy the movie first and then come back and think about these things. But it's just something that hit me. It was really quick. Like, seriously, I didn't, like, once I wrote that down, I was like, eh. And the scene doesn't last for all that long too. Why would they? Okay, yeah. There's another thing. This is not new to My Little Pony, the movie at least. I mean, not the movie, but My Little Pony Season 4, or Series 4, Generation 4, Friendship is Magic. But, like, the mirror that she travels through, to go to the human world, it's literally just in this random room, and it's unlocked. She had easy access to get into it. And it's just like, it's just sitting there outside of its own, unlocked, and like it's just like Deus Ex Machina. It's just there. And it's just like, and it's handed to us like with this weird thing, like okay, Twilight hasn't been in this castle. She spent most of her life inside this castle, training, learning, and all this stuff. And she, one, doesn't know where the mirror is, and two, the fact that it's just there and it's now working for some reason. Like, it's super Deus Ex Machina, and that's really problematic. It's like, for the most part, My Little Pony, like the time frames and the plots and stuff of the series, so far at least in the first 2 seasons, have been pretty well structured where things are explained. And if something's added into it, it's either really weird, like Pinky's keen sense, you know, peeking keen, like whatever her weird special sense of teleporting, like it's just added and it's thrown in and it's really weird, or it's been at least it's been explained enough. Like, it doesn't need to be like, you know, you don't have to have like a full novel behind it to get, oh, we know what this is. But it's explained enough, and that's really the important part. But this, like, the mirror's just there, and everyone's all like, oh, yeah, this mirror here, it goes to another world. We don't know a whole lot about it, but it's not locked up, or it's not chained up, or anything like that. And I'm not going to get into why there. Just I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. Yeah, so it's just there. One of the arguments. Okay, next point. Elements of harmony do not work on their own. Yeah, that's been the entire thing of the so far of the My Little Pony, at least, and maybe in the 3rd series it changes it, but like I said, but it's the elements of harmony do not work on their own. Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like, when you don't have one, like the whole point of the first 2 episodes of season 2 is the fact that Twilight Sparkle could not defeat Discord. She could not use the powers of the elements of the harmony without having the harmony of the other elements. That's the whole point why they're called the elements of harmony. So by herself she couldn't, like, that's the entire point of those 2 episodes. It's like literally the entire point. And like the whole point of this movie is the fact that Twilight Sparkle's crown is stolen in order to use that power. Like, that's the entire point of the movie. That's the entire, like, premise, the entire reason why everything's going on. It's the entire point for everything in this movie. And it's like, you're sitting there like, but they do not work on their own, so how? I mean, like, there is like a one line thrown off, like someone, quote, someone says something like, you don't know what happens when you take an element of harmony out of the world? Ha 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 ha. I'm like, yeah, we don't know because this was just invented for this movie. Thank you very much. Yeah, but it's like, wow, what was I gonna say? But like, it's like, that's it. That's the one throwaway line, and then it's never even explained. Like, it's never like, she's never, like, the person who stole it never even described why or how. It's just, that's all it is. It's literally the one throwaway line. So it's like, no. This first point, I had this point before. I had the point in the trailer. It says, why is she purple, which that gets really explained. So I'm going to explain it right now. Basically, the human world isn't technically the human world. This is really spoilers. It's more just an exclamation. And, like, trust me, you'll figure it out like 2 seconds once you actually watch it. And it's just like basically when she goes into the human world and starts walking around, that's it. It's every single pony from the My Little Pony series franchise, and that's the reason why everyone's going, hey, Derpy, hey, Trixie, and all this other stuff, are made human in this world. like basically it's kind of like Full Metal Alchemist, where you had the two opposing, universes, I guess. I don't know I'd call that, but two opposing things where the one had alchemy and the other one was all normal, but like the people were like the same, like everyone had the same face, everyone, like they're basically the same people in the same places, but just different alternate reality, and that's what happens here. Twilight's the only one that goes through the mirror, and she ends up meeting basically everyone that she knew back in Ponyville, she knew back in Equestria, but and it's just like weird, the alternate reality kind of thing where everyone's human. And I was like, why is she purple? Because when you look for I didn't really pay too much attention to the trailer, but it looked like the guy she runs into is kind of normal skin color. So I thought maybe that she was purple and everyone else was kind of normal human color. But that's not true. Everyone's just the same old weird colors and stuff. And even though I preferred if she would have been in human, I preferred because we're not so stupid that we don't realize who these characters are. Like, Twilight's not Twilight because she's purple. She's not even Twilight because of her hairstyle, even though that's like one of the most recognizable forms that makes us so, hey, she's there. We know her by her voice, we know her by her character, we know her by a bunch of different things. So, you don't actually have to keep it purple, but it's the style of the movie, it went with it. That's cool, doesn't bother me. So, it's one of the things, I wrote it down, and it explained itself pretty well, so that point got taken out. What the heck is it? What did I write? Pfizer articulation, but not like... Oh, Pfizer. It's his finger. Yeah, they do... what happens is, right when she becomes human, she has a hard time... Like, she's looking at her hands, she goes, what's my hands? Doing the typical thing that you expect them to do. She's like, oh, look at my hands are moving, ha. But she's moving her fingers around like she knew what fingers do, how fingers move. And then when she got up, her legs were like really, really stiff. And she couldn't walk with them, and she didn't know how to walk with them. And you're like, well, of course, Josh, yeah. But my point is the fact that she had finger articulation. She knew how to use her fingers, which, like, it shows her doing other things, but it still doesn't explain the why she could move her fingers as well as she did. And it was kind of just really lazy. But she was moving her fingers pretty well, but her legs weren't working. And there's another point where she couldn't, like, do other things. But it's just... How would someone know how to move their hands and not know how to move their legs, Even for someone who's never had hands before. But it was just a stupid thing that I saw. Yeah, and me mad at the audience again. Okay, and the animation is really stiff. Yeah, this wasn't like it. By the end of the movie, I didn't really notice it or care. Probably because I was mad at the audience and there was other more writing problems. But like you can definitely tell Studio B or DMX, whatever it is, DMX. They are not used to animating humans with their art style. They're definitely not used to it. They're not ready for it. A lot of the movements were incredibly stiff. Maybe this is just a limitation of the art style itself. Maybe it's a limitation of the Flash development. But for the most part, it was like the animation was way stiffer. Like it wasn't half as good as it was in the regular story, like in the regular style, in the regular series. And the first part of the movie and like the last 3 minutes of the movie, when they're in pony form, the animation is still just as good. It's still amazing, which maybe that's why they do it. Maybe that's the reason why. But as humans, with the articulation, when the arm movements, with the moving back and forth, grabbing each other, talking to each other, ha, I'm Pinkie Pie, whoa, I'm Fluttershy, woo, woo, woo. Like it's all super like stiff. It's not nearly as good as it has been in the past series. It's not nearly as good as it is in the as pony form, and like the hand movements are pretty stiff and it's pretty noticeable. Like if that's something that really bothers you, it can. Like I said, for me, once I noticed, I was like, wow, that's not very good animation from something that is really good animation for the most part. Yeah, so it's just like it's mind blowing. It was kind of like wow, like I was like, this is the first time I've ever been not impressed with the animation from the show. But that's it's kind of beside the point. It's something new, something they hit with. It's just something that is immediately noticeable if you're paying attention. Immediately noticeable if you're paying attention. That's like saying, wow, I could taste that if I bit into it. Alright, there's another point. This next point is it's called Canterlot High. The name of the high school she goes to. Oh, that's another point. I don't know why. I'll talk about that right now then. Canterlot High School. I said stupid name. Basically, here's the thing: is like, yes, it is. When you think about it, it's just merely an alternate dimension where people are human. That's it. Where we are humanoid, I guess, because humans don't really have green and purple skin, but yeah, we'll just call them human. It's just alternate human. So I get it. The reason why, because she's in Canterlot, she goes through the mirror. She's in Canterlot High School now. But I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more, like he didn't have to do like the reason why it's called Canterlot High School. The real reason why is because that's what the fans would want, It's more pandering to the fans, which they do a lot in this movie, and it's not always bad. But it's just for me, it's like, man, stupid Canterlot High School. Why are you saying that? Can't it be anything? And it's like, and the fact that it's a high school isn't immediately noticeable to Twilight, even though she clearly has gone to a high school. And I know, well, at least to school, and I know that there are, really distinct differences between how our schools are and their schools are, but they have desks like we have desks. They have lockers. Well, I don't know about lockers, but they have lockers, which is pretty, noticeable. It's like, it seems like it took her a long time to figure out, one, that it was a high school, two, why does she not know what the high school functionality is? And, like, it's just the fact that it's a stupid name. But here's the ultimate point that I wanted to make. And this is something that was caused by the trailer, which made me go, maybe this movie's going to be pretty awful, which it's not. But maybe this movie's going to be pretty awful because of the trailer, what it said. The fact is, she goes to, she's Twilight Sparkle. She then goes to the Twilight Sparkle. And she goes back, and she's basically a high school student at that point. And she has the same body structure of a high school student. She has kind of the same mentality, same everything about high school. But the fact is, in Ponyville, in Equestria, she's an adult pony. She works. She does like everything. Like, they've all gone through schooling, and now they're working. You can make the argument that, like, maybe the structure's different. Like their maybe their pony lives, like their childhoods are really short, their adulthoods are really long. Whatever. But that's ultimately beside the point. It's just like it's a weird time frame to jump from as her being an adult to her going back to high school and having to deal with these social issues. I get the social issues because she's Twilight Sparkle, but I don't get the social issues because she's an adult. Like some things like they're like essentially what this is it's basically a high school story. If Twilight was in high school, the whole movie is, and the ultimate problem with that is she's already gone through that. She's already an adult, and it's merely just to pander to us, to the brony community, to the younger girls, to the to the audience of the film, and that's fundamentally the problem with that. And it's just like it's not like if you just watch the movie, you'd be like, oh, that's like you'd never know about it, because with her becoming a princess, that's something for little girls. That is literally something for little girls. And and then her going to high school, that's something for older girls. Maybe it's still little girls too, because the idea of growing up is a very happy, positive thing for children. Most like adults don't want to know about growing up, don't care about growing up, but children definitely do. I must give me a second. Basically, she so it's really weird pandering. It's like a really weird time effect thing too, because she goes from being a grown adult to a well accomplished, basically scholar. She's she saved basically the world, quote unquote the world, at least Equestria at least twice. I'm just counting the two main times she's done it. Maybe three. Yeah, three. It doesn't matter either way. Blah blah blah. And it's just it was one of these things where as soon as I saw it, thank you, Justin. I told you to wait a minute. But basically, it's this whole point of the fact that like it's this reversing thing, and it's solely to have a high school movie. That's the whole point of it. It's not like if you think about the context of the entire show, it doesn't work really within the show. So if you just saw the movie on your own, it's not bothersome like that. But it can be, and it pretty much is a problem. It is a problem within the story structure. It is a problem with it being canon. If it is canon, maybe not. Oh yeah, really stupid reason for the movie. I'm not going to spoil this for you because this definitely gets into spoiler territory. But the entire point of the movie is Twilight kind of doesn't want to do the thing that's immediately right. Twilight, because I guess not right, but what's necessary. Her, basically, if you okay, I'm not going to get into that either, but something happens. She goes there. she tries to take something, like she's trying to take something back. She's trying to take something back from, I don't know how well how much is known about the story before the movie started coming out and before people started talking about it. But she's trying to take something back, and she can easily access and take it back because like she has the no, I'm not gonna go into that, but like she has the means to take the thing back. She has the means pretty quickly, pretty easily to fix the problem. And what she goes is like, nah, I'm gonna do it the high school way. It's mind-boggling how the main reason for this entire movie is like baffling retarded. You literally have to watch it and to know, because I don't want to spoil it. I really should spoil it, but I'm not going to spoil it for you because I want you to see the movie, because it's not bad. It's just incredibly misplaced. There's certainly definitely the entire reason for the movie, why she is stuck in this area for a period of time in order to get the thing back, is because she's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna do it. I need to make friends with people. I gotta follow the same lessons that I learned in other things. But blah 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 this, blah blah that. Yeah, we're moving on. Just know that the whole reason for the movie, the entire the plot device for at least the majority of the movie, is Twilight's retarded. And I don't mean to be mean about it, but if you knew what I was talking about, you know exactly. It's like, wow, that was dumb. But it is. But other than that, like I said, the moments in between, if you're thinking critically about it, you'll see the stuff I see. But if you're just watching the movie, you'll see all the good stuff, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, there's a moment she goes to a library because she can't. Okay, I'm not going to spoil that either. But she goes to the library as Twilight would do, as Twilight does. She goes to the library here, and she's trying to learn about humans. Basically, she's trying to learn about this other world. So she's in the library. She's she has this weird thing where she's messing with the computer, and everyone's freaking out. There's also they do things with cell phone stuff, but she's like, whoa, how does this work? I just click these keys and stuff comes up. And she's messing around like that, and that's reasonable because you're at a lab, it's a computer, and you're at a library and stuff like that. And then she starts getting books and stuff. And she's what she does. She takes her thousands of books and stuff. And one of the things happens, and the whole point of the movie is the fact that how she reacts and what she does to the scanner affects her in the future. It's like a scanner printer thing. And that's the whole point of it. It's just there so that something else could happen because of it. But messing with the computers, it's reasonable because it's an information gathering software. People use it. She's seen, at the very least, the Cutie Mark Crusaders come in and use the computer for something, for research. And so she's trying to research on it, and she's messing around with it. She can't do it. She can't work it. Then she gets the books, and then all of a sudden she starts messing with a scanner. Okay, she knows what a book is. You know that? We've seen her read thousands of books. We've seen her reading books all the time. She lives in a library. She knows what a book is. So she goes up to the books. She gathers the books. Then all of a sudden, instead of reading the books like you think she would, which she kind of doesn't, which that brings up another problem. But she, instead of messing with the book, she messes with a scanner. She lifts the lid. She sees the clear thing. She's like, ha ha ha. She pushes a button, and it blinds her, and she falls down, smashes the button, and the books go everywhere. Ha 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 ha. And it's literally the whole I'm just sitting here why would she be messing with the scanner? There's no point for her to mess with the scanner without her asking about it. Because it's like going into something you have no clue about and just randomly picking up something. I don't have an example, but just it's really mind baffling. Why would she be using the scanner? For what reason? She knows what a book is. She knows books have information. She knows that books are going to help her learn about the human world. Why is she messing with a scanner? And it's literally there to add something to something else for the future. So I can't spoil it, which is, I'm not trying to spoil it. So, but that happening there is really important to a future aspect of the movie. So it's there only for that reason, and it's really dumb otherwise. Same lesson needed something else. Oh yeah, here. Okay, the entire lesson of the movie is the fact that it's basically the same thing that's been put through the series at least 2 or 3 times. It's basic. Nah. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. Nah. Okay, spoiler. Skip ahead 2 minutes if you don't want to know, but it's not very big spoiler. What happens is the lesson of the movie is the fact that friendship is more important than everything, which is more important than greed or anything like that, which is basically the first 2 episodes of the first season, first 2 episodes of the second season. last episode of the second season. Like, it's the same thing that we've seen a bunch of times. So I wish there was something more, something better in the lesson. But like, basically at the beginning, like when they get there, when she goes to the human world, you know, as it shows in the trailer, there's Twilight, not Twilight, but as they show in the trailer, you know, Fluttershy's there, Rainbow Dash is there, Rarity's there. And she finds out that all these people were friends, but they're not anymore. They have arguments between them. They have petty arguments, and they show this in the movie. Like, they don't just outright tell you, "Hey, they're not." No, it's like you see Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy talking, and they don't like each other very much. They're like, why don't you take things more seriously? Like, well, you and then, you know, all this weird stuff. You know, the petty argument that like they have shown before in the past. So, but like they show it breaking up, and the whole point of the movie is the fact that Twilight. Like, not the whole point of the movie, but a part of the movie is the fact that Twilight brings them back together. And that's the whole point of the movie, is the fact that friendship is more important than this or that. And it's the same theme that's in every single... I was hoping for something that's a little different. See, this one's a bit more petty, because, like, if you read a lot of the episodes, almost every episode is friendship's more important than X. And that's why I kind of want something else. So it doesn't matter, but it's really like it's the same. Like the theme and the message of the movie is the same. It's exactly the same as like the rest of the. It's exactly the same as like many episodes, like spot on. So why the as it's a pointless. It needed a new and it needed a different at least and a better. You know, lesson to be learned in the show, or no lesson at all. But I don't even care. But it's just it's the same lesson that's been done over and over and over again. And the next point is why the forced romance. If you've seen the trailer, you know what this is talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's because she bumps into the one guy, and they have like a little romantic connection. Well, you know what happens? That's what happens. She bumps into the guy. They get a romantic connection. They bump into each other times. They talk. And it's just a forced romance. I do not get why this needed to be in it, other than the fact that most high school movies have this. Every high school movie has this. Every high school TV show has this at least twice. So I'm not sure why this had to be this way. She knew she can't get romantically involved with this guy because she's going to be going back in like 3-4 days. There's all this stuff, but in the whole point of it, why is there a forced romantic interaction with this random dude? And I get it, he's a nice guy, I get it, he's polite, he's handsome, all this stupid crap that's for little girls. But one, it doesn't make sense. It's unnecessary and it's additive, and it really, like, you do this kind of thing where either she's going to, you know that one of two things are going to happen. Either she's going to not go back to Equestria, which then the movie would either be one, not canon, or two, really mess up the series. Which so you don't like because of the new love interest, or she's going to break it off with them. You know, one of those two things are like pretty much inevitable when you think about it. I'm not going to tell you what happens because that's actually a pretty cool twist on the whole thing. But like it's like we already know what's going to happen with this. We already know she's going to have she's going to have at least a couple interactions with them. They're going to actually talk. They're going to clear up some things. They're going to clear up some things, and then they get they have a nice romantic moment. Ha 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 ha! Oh, she leaves. You know, that's the mindset. Once you see that, you're like, oh crap. And that's why I saw. That's another point of the trailer. I was like, this is not going to be that great. And that part definitely hurt the movie. That part definitely was bland and generic, just like in every other movie it's ever been in. Except for there's some that are really good, like Easy A. Easy A had that really well, but it was handled way differently too. So yeah, there was no need to have that forced romance. See, here's the reason why I shouldn't be right in theaters. Point number 2 says, no man could have started infirmally. Woo! I don't know. No man could have started it. No man should have. I don't know. Maybe I had to know that way. Let me see. Okay, I think I know what this is, but it makes no sense the way it is. Almost no reaction to the thing. Whole movie is why they let me in zombie. Holy crap! I can't read my handwriting. So I'm just gonna go with this point. Hopefully, it's not further down, and I'm just messing it up. There are a couple. I think there's at least 4 musical numbers in this movie, and they're all done really, really well. And I think the point I was trying to make, which is why I should have been writing a little. Writing in the dark was really hard on Notepad. The one thing I really didn't like is like the third musical number, which was really well done. It just starts off really weird because it's a cafeteria musical number because it's in high school. Remember it's a high school movie. Remember the high school movie and it's going to do high school things. So it's a cafeteria number. Like here's like I'm not going to tell you how it starts off because it starts off really weird and I don't want to explain it. But if they would have just busted like it was during lunch, they just kicked in the door and they started singing, going ha ha, singing about things we're gonna sing about. Like if they just did that, that would have been better. Like there's this weird build up to it, and it's just like seriously, the song itself is really cool. How the song is, but it was not set up properly. I'm not sure how you could set up it properly because I mean you'd have to go High School Musical, like weird about it. Like you'd have to have it like talking thing, and they're just talking, and then all of a sudden they're doing something like how weird my High School Musical. But I think that'd be probably the best way to do it. To have a conversation beforehand and then just to break out into song, which they kind of did, but they had a conversation in another scene, and then that scene led up to this one, and it's just like how the third musical number starts, or maybe I can't remember if it was a third. It might have been the second, or if the one thing I'm thinking about isn't an actual song, but I think it's the third one. The third one, and it's so weird starting off. Like basically, I'll tell you, everyone, the main six just start hitting things on tables. Like Rainbow Dash is smacking her, like not Rainbow Dash, but Applejack is hitting her hands on the table. Boom, 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 table, knock, knock, knock. Applejack is hitting her hands on the table. Fluttershy is smacking one of her trays, I think. Rarity is... I don't know, but they're all doing stuff. Like one of them has two glasses in their hand, they're hitting it. Another one is like doing they all start doing stuff. One of them, Rarity stomps her feet. Rarity stomps her feet on the ground, and they're making like dun 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 dun. They're all kind of like building up a bravado. Like everyone's singing together in harmony. Weird musical thing, and it's like it starts off and it's like everyone's all like, whoa, and then everyone starts going crazy like yeah, like it's like High School Musical but worse because at least with High School Musical, like there was an introduction to the song, This one, it didn't really have it was like, we're gonna sing a song, and they sing the song. It was a good song, but, so that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm hoping that one, one of the things, like one of the points of, one thing that had to happen, which is, this is kind of spoiling a little bit, but I'm not going to go into the spoilers, it's going to go, because it's going to be out of context, it's going to confuse you. But this something happens. In order for something to happen, they have to kind of bring the cliques together. And I guarantee you, once you heard me say High School Movie, you probably know all this what happens if you've ever seen a High School Movie because they're all the same. But basically, the idea is the fact that like all the cliques are separate. Pretty much like in most real life and I'm thinking we have our cliques and we sit with them and we eat with them, and that's the whole point of it. Is like, how do we get these guys to work together? Cliques and all this and stuff. It's like that. And then they had to say, like, and one of the things was we're gonna infuse them with school spirit. That's what we're gonna get them all working together for school spirit. I think it was like the Canterlot High Wonder Colts. I think it was a parody of the Wonderbolts. Hey, puns. The Wonder Colts, and so they're all trying to fuse it. But I'm like, the fact is, if you have this aggressive, and they showed it in the movie, an aggressive clique culture, which you kind of can see, and it was actually built up that way. The aggressive clique culture means there's really not a whole lot of school spirit. There can be, because my school we didn't have aggressive clique. We had the aggressive cliques, but they were all like football was a uniformal thing where it fits us all together. But one, they didn't show a uniforming thing that fits us all kind of together. They really did. It was really like, like how they described it. If you were a fashion model, like if you liked fashion, like Rarity, you hung out with Rarity and her group, but no one else. If you worked on the farm and you're a farm girl, you hung out with Applejack and no one else. And it was like that. There's a hippie group, and there was like there's a bunch of different groups there, and like no one hung out with anyone else. Like that's the whole point of it. Other than other than like the main five that used to hang out with each other, that used to be really cool. Like they used to really like each other, and like seriously, if it's that aggressive, there is no school spirit. You don't like school, you like your clique. You don't like classes, you like your clique. If you have classes with your clique, you like the class. If you're in school with your clique, you like the school. You know, it's basically that thing. So it was just one of these things where I'm like, I know these clique. You know, I know about this stuff. You can't tell me otherwise, TV. So yeah, it's really not an important point, but it was just something that was there. Next point is ad padding in the movie. I'm not sure if I noticed this anywhere else. So, but there was literally one moment where like the evil main character kind of looks off to the side, you know, goes ha 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 ha. Like I think it was a little bit softer, like like it was to herself, and it pulls back, it goes to black, and then it pops out new, just like if it was, like if you're watching, if you're not watching on the hub and you're watching either from iTunes or you torrented it or something like that. You know, you see that like they have the episodes are crushed together, but the ad padding is still there. It's still connected because without the ad padding, it would make less sense because like it just randomly cut to a weird and awkward angle and all that stuff. So the ad padding's there, but you kind of understand that because it's TV episodes. It's like TV episodes, and they're made and developed for TV, meaning they're made and developed to have advertisements put in the middle of them. You know, that's understandable. I'm not gonna go to like My Little Pony and say, why did that cut to black all of a sudden? That's so stupid. You know, you're not gonna complain about that unless you're pretty dense and you don't know how anything works in the movie and film industry, and TV industry. But it's like, but the fact is that was in here at least once, which confuses me. Either that was a weird editing choice and it was presented in a way that was incredibly similar, and it was the same as it was in the TVs, or else this was developed and it had padding for movie. You know, it had padding for advertisement built into the movie, and that would really, really kind of upset me. I get it, the fact that I know they didn't have a whole lot of faith in the movie making a lot of money, which is weird. Maybe after the initial outrage, like, oh crap, we better limit this, because there was no, like, seriously, that movie probably would have been packed if they had advertised My Little Pony, the movie. I didn't see anything on film. I didn't see anything on the TV. I didn't see anything advertisements until I was like told about it. I can't remember how I even figured out about it. But if it wasn't for that, I would have never gone to this movie. I've never even known this movie existed, and I think that's a lot of people didn't know about it. And so I get the fact that they developed it and they're going to put it on the hub channel and they're going to sell it. So and if you put it on the hub channel, if you put it and you're watching it, there's going to be advertisements in there. But you do not develop a movie. And it went to theaters, and I think they developed it for theaters at first, and have initial padding in it. So, like I said, maybe it was just an editing thing that they chose. Maybe it was something else, but it felt like ad padding, and I'm hoping it wasn't that, because if it is, it's really, really like lazy and like bad mouthing us, thinking that we wouldn't support the movie, or the fact that the movie wasn't going to make any money, and it's like kind of like bad self-esteem for the company, which is really weird. We have a massive Brony community, even if you only got a small fraction, even if like only 5, let's say 1/5, like 1%. Like, I don't know, how much would 1%? Oh, yeah, well, basically 1% of the population. If I'm assuming that there's 5 million Bronies, if only 1/5 goes and 1% of the population goes and sees this, that should be like 500,000. 5,500,000. Probably not. I probably got that way wrong. Math, yeah. Even though I'm actually supposed to be really good at math, but whatever. I'm not thinking properly. I'm kind of coming down from a real anger high, so. Yeah. So, but it just seems like it's unnecessary. It seems like it's out. It should have been better, you know. Almost okay. The next point is this one's a bit of a spoiler too, which I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna tell you why. But there is a sabotage that happens in the movie to somebody, which you can probably guess that already. But someone sabotages someone else, and then the proof gets thrown out. It's not like and there's bad pacing to that too, because like you did this. How could you do this? And some guy walks up and it's like, well, here's the proof that you didn't do it. Here's the proof that that you fixed it. Here's the proof that you didn't do anything bad. Someone sabotaged somebody, and someone just like 2 seconds after she gets yelled at for it, it's like, wait, no, I found it. This is no, she didn't. I have proof she didn't do it. Yeah, but the fact is, at this point, she's somebody. Sorry. No timing is not. But somebody is yelling at someone else, and that person doesn't react at all. That person sitting there, he's like, "Oh, you got sabotaged. You did this. You're gonna get in trouble. You can't do this anymore." And then the guy walks in, and is like, "Well, no, she didn't do it. She was just framed for it." And I'm all, and then the guy that was yelling at her, and he goes, oh, okay, I guess you're not in trouble anymore. I'm like, don't you want to investigate? I mean, the fact that she probably knows, like, who sabotaged her, and even the person yelling at her probably knows about it too. But the way it's handled is like, okay, I guess, okay, you didn't do it, whatever. Like if I, like, let's say, because this isn't what it's about, but let's say I like attacked like a let's say let's go pretty bad with this. I'm sorry about this, but let's say I'm at, like, we're at a school still, and I molest a girl, but like that's what she's alleging that I do, and she says she comes up and says I molested her in the boys' bathroom or whatever on this day. And then okay, so I'm in the office now. I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do it. I'm getting in trouble. I'm probably gonna go to jail. I'm gonna get hurt because that's not cool, dude. And then all of a sudden, some guy says, well, no, here's the proof. Where like he has like this guy has like a random recording saying, haha, I'm gonna say that Josh molested me, and I'm gonna get him in trouble. I'm gonna get him to go to juvie or jail or whatever. Or if the fact that like the day she said was I was sick or something like that. If the proof happened, like, what happens? Yeah, I do get off, just like what happens in the movie. But that, like, the person who said that I molested her is probably going to get some repercussions for her actions. And the fact is, like nothing happens. Like, it's like basically it's like, oh, you did this. It's like, well, no, she was framed. It's like, oh, okay, well, go about your business. And then I'm sitting like, well, was that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, next point, because we got a little awkward there. No timing. The timing is not consistent. Maybe I missed this, but I don't, because I was thinking I was paying attention, but as I'm back, I'm like, oh crap, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. But I think there's a time frame on the mirror. You have, I think Twilight had 4 days to get into the mirror and get back out before the mirror closed, and she had to be stuck there. I think it's supposed to be like 30 moons, and I think by that it means new moons. So I think there's like a new moon every 3 months, I think. So, I don't know, 10 months. Oh, not 10 months, but I don't know. Every 30 moons, yeah. So it'd be I don't know. It didn't matter. But it's a long period of time, and she's going to be stuck there for a long time, and it doesn't make any sense. Like I think she's only there for 2 days. She gets there, she sleeps once. She gets she gets there, she goes to bed once. She then gets, and then she does the thing, and then she goes home. So I'm just like, the timing does not seem very consistent, and it seems like it's not very well paced. Not in the movie aspect, not in the events happening, but the fact is, the timing and the narrative isn't well thought out. At least it's not well explained, or I've been mistaken. I'm pretty sure she had 4 days, and she was only there for 2 days, and like there's a problem with her needing to get home earlier, and like you get the whole point of it. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but that's cool. Okay, in this one, the next point, it doesn't seem very consistent. You'll if you see it, you should see that too. The next point is whole movie is fan fodder. Gotta tell you, it really is. A lot of things that happen in the movie are there just for the fans. Oh crap! I think I'm going blank here. But there's a couple. There's quite a few things that happened that was there specifically to say, hey, fandom, we like you. Hopefully you like our movie. And for the most part, it wasn't over the top, but there was a couple things, I wish I can remember, but I'm having a hard time remembering them. But there's a couple things that was like, well, maybe that's not the best choice to go with, as at least narratively and things. Man, I wish I could try to remember, and I can't believe I forgot it already. Dang it, I'm mad about that. But yeah, there was a couple things like, oh yeah, one time, Pinkie Pie references her party cannon, and everyone's all like, oh, "Party kid, oh yeah!" And that's the kind of thing that happens all the time. The human world people will reference things about the pony version of the world, and it happens a lot, enough that it's problematic. Yeah, like blah blah blah. Oh yeah, this is another thing too. Why will he scream? Oh, that's it right there. Another thing which was really weird was during something, I can't remember where it was, but it was at a point where it's like the bad guy was going bad guy. There was the Wilhelm scream. You know, it's from Star Wars. I think it's from Star Wars. I think it's made famous in Star Wars, but referenced everywhere. But the Wilhelm scream. Some character goes, ah! You know, like the Wilhelm. I wish. If you know anything about this stuff, you know what the Wilhelm scream is. And then after that, like, the main character turns a bunch of people zombies. And that's not. I mean, you're like, oh, it's not really zombies. Like she's like mind control, but they act and move like zombies. And I'm like, well. One, the Wilhelm scream, that's weird, and why would you put that in there? And that everyone's like, Wilhelm scream, Wilhelm scream. I was like, calm down, dudes. It actually confuses me and makes me feel like, and this is about the last point too. You know, the whole fan fodder. Why is that in there? Why is that? And then the zombies thing is like, they're not zombies, but they act and move like zombies, and this only happens for like a minute, so it's not like, oh, I'm spoiling anything. It like literally it's there and it's gone in like 2 seconds. I'm like. The Wilhelm scream is because that's funny, that's popular, that's pop culture for our little crew, that's a meme for our little clique, us internet people. And then the zombie thing is because zombies are really, really popular. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking like, that's why. Why? I mean, even it's like, oh crap. It's like I think they even reference them as zombies and stuff. It's like, oh. So it's just another one of the things where it's like it's fan fodder and stupid. Oh, here's a massive, massive plot hole, and I kind of don't want to describe it to you because it's a little spoil. No, I guess I'm not going to say it. The original bad guy, basically, after Twilight gets all of the main six back together, Rarity, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie and Twilight are all friends again. Are all like, hey, yeah, we're cool, we're friends, yay! They all get together, and all of a sudden, the main character goes, oh, so the main six are together again. How does she know who these characters are? I mean, she knows who Pinkie Pie is. She knows who because she lives in this world. But how in the world does she know that Twilight and that group are the same people from the other world? Like, I'm not going to go into why, like, anything, because, like, the main character is, the main villain has some things to go on, and she's not, and the main character does things, but, like, the main character, it is literally impossible for her to have known that these people, like, are friends. Because, like, if you, like, I don't know how, like, the time frame of the series is weird, but let's just pretend that every season is 1 year, which it kind of feels like that. Maybe it's not, maybe it's longer, maybe it's shorter, but who can, but just, and that's a general consensus. Like, you can kind of see it being a year of time. So that means they've been friends for 3 years. Like, and remember the Moongate, which the main character was on the other side of. Not the main character, but the bad guys from the other side of this Moongate is there for. The Moongate's closed for a very long period of time. Such a long period of time that, like the fact that it would be detrimental to Twilight to get stuck there. A very long period of time. How in the world could the villain, possibly have known that Twilight and these other girls were the main characters from the earlier thing? Like, how could she have known that Twilight and the main six, how could she know they were a group? How could she even know that they were like the elements, basically the representation of the elements of harmony, the Wilburs, the elements of harmony? She couldn't have known that. I mean, there was no explanation for it, and she definitely didn't like learn it. They didn't show us her learning it in the movie. So it's super it's really, really, really weird. It was physically impossible. It's impossible for her to know without being some weird psychic kind of thing. It's impossible for her to know, about this. So, whatever. It's plot hole there. Blah blah. Another thing is magical girl. I put down magical girl. Why? Basically, through in order to defeat the bad guy, they do like the human versions of the main six basically. They have a weird like magical girl, like magical girl transformations, where where they do the thing where it's like they spin around them and they like something like they get a uniform on and they get a little wand or something stupid like that. That kind of happens here. It doesn't do it like that, but like they all have their hair grows longer as in a representation of a ponytail, and they all grow ears, I think. And it's this weird magical girl moment where they all and nothing they don't get like super magical powers. It's not even weird. It's just like Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash get wings. In the human world, and and then everyone else, and it's this weird magical girl moment. And I'm like, why, why do this? It's weird. I mean, I get it. It's in the context of the show itself, it's not weird. And actually, I think I even like it now because it's how cheesy it is and how fun it is. But it's just really, well, magical girls, and blah blah blah. That's not even the reason why she defeats the bad guy either. That's the dumbest thing ever. But whatever. Here's the cool thing. I've got a bunch of good things to say about the movie. But here's one of the points actually. The original movie, how they defeat the original boss of the first movie, looks a lot like how they defeated the boss from the very first My Little Pony movie. If you watch either of the Cyber Spark, I think it is. What's his name? I'm not sure what his name is. Cyber Spark documentaries. He talks about this. It's I can't remember the name of the movie, but the ending to that, it looks a lot like that, and it's a massive throwback. And I thought that was pretty cool. I wrote that down. Yeah, there's a. Okay, next point is kill her. Yeah, the main bad guy, because it's the main they do this thing where it's they of course, because in My Little Pony you can't murder, you can't kill, you can't do horribly bad things, but they kind of just it's not Discord got sent. He's in stone now. He's locked away again. Bad guys do not get away with it. In this movie, it's they were trying to be I'm telling her kill her because she was trying to basically take over all of the worlds. She was trying to get superpower and basically defeat everyone and make everyone rule underneath her with an iron fist. I'm kill her. Basically it was no, it's friendship. We gotta have it's that weird thing. That might have been a little more spoiler than I wanted it to be, but it's it's just well, I guess you're gonna know they're not gonna kill her. But it's I feel disappointed in the fact that it's just the repercussions weren't enough. In this, it's and then the last point I have is why the extra sappy ending. Oh, it has a super sappy ending, when she goes back. Whatever, I'm not gonna say it anymore because I am spoiling way too much. When she goes back to the when I don't know, it's just everybody's crying, everyone's all oh, emotional, what oh, we gotta be good, we gotta have friendship, we gotta have love and all this stupid stuff, and it's man, really? I mean, I get it. One, it's a show for little girls. Two, it's a show from a female perspective, so it is more emotional. It can be more emotional, and it's not bad. I'm just man, really? Can we just not have crying? Could we just have Twilight be yep, I'm awesome. I'm the greatest person on the planet. See you later. And she kind of does that too. She does she gets super really confident, but it's right after everyone's crying and stuff, and even then a little bit before some more crying. So yeah, that's about it. That's all the points I had. That's all the points I had written down. I'm sorry I couldn't remember some of those points, and I'm sorry I can't. I seriously, no man should have had. Yeah, I think that it should have not started that way. Yeah, I think that's actually the correct point. I put that on about the musical number. No, this movie was actually pretty good outside of the fandom, which you have already heard unless you skipped it. Outside of the fandom in this audience, I really enjoyed the movie. There was a bunch of problems, but since I wanted to do this, I wanted to make sure I knew the problems, so I was kind of focusing on that too. But it was a really good movie. Every musical number was great. I loved it. The characters, even though it starts off, it's pretty jarring because the main six are not hanging out together. The main six aren't hanging out together, so you're sitting there and so when Applejack walks up when the first time they meet, she sees Applejack in the human world, and they're talking, and she says about, well, don't ask Rainbow Dash for any help because she's not loyal. She doesn't she'll lie to you. She'll do things behind your back and stuff like that. You're wow. But for the most part, the movie was awesome. The characterization for all the characters was really well done.
The animation was decent. Like it was still pretty good even with how bad it was, and it still looked pretty cool. And it was a really fan foddery. So even if you're the type of person who ruined the movie for me, you're gonna love it. If you're the type of person who loves this show, and you like the fan service kind of stuff where they put derpy hooves and stuff and they show that, and they put people in the background and they do things and they make references to things, you're gonna like this. If you're the kind of person who's like me, who's still respectful but wouldn't ruin it and scream about it in the movie theater, you're gonna like it too. Like, there are downfalls to it. Like, the writing is a little bad. I mean, the writing is a little bad overall. Like, it does, but for the most part, like, if the plot devices, the narrative, the overarching story, plot devices again, because I think 2 at least plot devices were really bad, were kind of like either unexplained or rushed or like really, really dumb. But the general the general movie on its own is pretty good. If you definitely take it by the moments they have, it's really good. I really did like this movie. I did enjoy it. The music was really good in it. The characterization, everyone, like, seriously, I didn't say anything, but I felt the same way that they did when they got up. But once they showed the Cutie Mark Crusaders running through, it was like everyone like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And another weird thing is, why are because it's like basically the idea is that the Cutie Mark Crusaders are older, but they're like freshmen, and the main 6 are seniors. But like, why would there be a dance where both groups are together? Stupid stuff like that. Overall, definitely, like I said, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 because it does have a lot of problems, but it's still really enjoyable. I really recommend this. At the very least, if you like the show and you don't want to go see it, because I think it shows a couple times, at least in Fort Wayne, it's going to show tomorrow. If I post this today, which I'm thinking I'm probably going to post it like in 5 minutes after I get done with this. It's gonna show tomorrow, and it's gonna show like 2 weeks from now for 2 days. So if you live in Fort Wayne, and definitely check if you type it in. If you don't know about any of this stuff, if you type in My Little Pony showings, and it could show you something in the area, but hopefully you haven't missed it yet. But it's a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed the movie. Like I said, it has a lot of writing problems and some things, but like for the most part, like all these things are just like plot related. So I mean, if you're not too forgiving, there are worse episodes of My Little Pony than this movie. But like the writing was really good, the music was really good, the writing was good. Some of the dialogue was really good. It's fun and creative. What Pinkie Pie does, I'm not going to ruin this for you because seriously, you would stab me to death, and I wouldn't blame you for it if I ruined what Pinkie Pie does a couple times. But what she does is really funny, really creative. Even though people were like, "Oh, Pinkie Pie, oh, gotta ruin everything," like that. They're making sarcastic and stupid comments, like they bored the entire movie. But like what she does is brilliant. It's a really good moment in the series. It makes you laugh. There's a lot of good moments, a lot of laughter, a lot of like weird, awkward. Like the romance is so off-putting. But for the most part, great movie. 6 out of 10. Definitely recommend. I recommend buying it. But at the very least, if you like the series, torrent it, steal it if you need to, borrow it from a friend. You should really watch this movie. See, I like seeing it in theaters. Like seriously. It would have been I would have probably had the greatest movie experience ever if I saw that by myself. Because I've seen better movies in theaters, and I have seen worse movies in theaters. But I've never had a worse theater experience ever. And seriously, this would have been awesome if I'd have been by myself. And that's what I was kind of hoping for. I thought maybe I was going to go into it and there'd have been no one there, or just a few people there. But there was a good chunk of people there, and it was bad. Man, I can't believe how bad this got. Just the people itself. But yeah, it's really good. I can't wait because the second it comes out, I'm getting it because I really want to experience this movie on my own without having to roll my eyes, without having to just want to get up and scream, "Shut up, you dumb retard," that kind of thing. And that's going to be an amazing experience in itself. Hopefully, maybe I'll see more problems. Maybe I'll see less problems. I don't know. All I know is that I was really angry at the fans. Loved the movie. Enjoyed the movie. Had problems with the movie, but for the most part, it was fun and it was there. Rainbow Dash playing soccer. That was cool. That was cool too. But there's not whatever. This is over. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you listen to the whole thing, the counter says it's an hour and 20 minutes. Woo! Sorry if I offended anyone. Sorry if I yelled too much. Sorry that if I put you in the category. I'm sorry if you are not a douchebag and you're respectful. I'm sorry if you weren't a douchebag and you're respectful in my own movie theater. But it was bad. It was really, really bad. So I was justifiably angry. Seriously, when I got home, I played I played the new Two Snacks video, or whatever that is, where it was the sisters play Persona 4, and that calmed me down a lot. So I was justifiably mad well before then. Now I was actually under. I should have been more angry in this video. So well, I guess thank you guys for watching. If you like it, subscribe. You can always ask me to play certain things, because I do LPs and I do manga reviews. If you like what you see, enjoy. Comment. I love commenting. Even if you're angry at me, I love commenters. And if you want me to do anything, 'cause I'm planning on doing a bunch of top 10 videos. So if you have any, like, you want to see, like, hey Josh, I want to see what your top 10 whatever is, leave that comment, because I'll probably do that earlier before I do anything else, because I've got plans for top 10 videos. I'm just lazy about it. So yeah, Equestria Girls, really good movie. Horrible theater experience. Enjoyed it. We'll be getting it as soon as it comes out. And I guess have a nice day. I recommend it. So yeah, I'm just dragging this on. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.